This week, I thought it would be interesting to throw away my modern tech products and see what it would be like to strictly use vintage tech in the modern age. Folks, I've been alive for almost 30 years, and in that time, I've seen a lot of technological advancements. For example, when I was a kid, I had to download music song by song on LimeWire and just pray to God that the virus I get wasn't too bad this time. Dude, I couldn't even use my computer or the home phone at the same time because we had dial-up internet. And friggin' nowadays, you can talk to someone on the phone while using that same phone to generate a picture of a PS2 made out of human skin.
The future is now.
And the tech that's coming out today is obviously pretty mind-blowing. The VR space, for example, is getting crazier and crazier. The Apple Vision Pro just came out and people have been losing their minds about it, and rightfully so. Because with the Apple Vision Pro, you can finally know the answer to that age-old question. What would it feel like to stand on the moon and look out into the vastness of space and jerk off?
That's one small edge for man, one giant goon for mankind.
Not to mention, the world of AI has come a very long way since I made a video about AI-generated art a few years ago. OpenAI just teased their text-to-video project called Sora, which is by far the craziest thing I have ever seen in my life. If you haven't seen it, all you have to do is type in a prompt, and it provides you with an insanely realistic video that really does not look like AI at all. Stock video services and video production companies are going to be absolutely cooked in the next few years, and I'm really nervous for the future of entertainment. But I mean, you can't deny how impressive that technology is, right? With something like Sora, you could generate virtually anything. Finally get to see what it looks like if someone was standing on the surface of the moon and jerking off. But the interesting about tech is that it's all relative to when it comes out. Sure, all of this is impressive now, but 20 years from now, we're gonna be looking back at this laughing. Same as today when you look at an old laptop.
You're like, this piece of shit can barely run anything.
But at the time of the laptop's release, people were losing their minds about it. A computer I can fold in half? If only it didn't cost my entire yearly salary of $100. I think the tech industry is kind of like a southern man's sexual escapades. It's all relative. And I hate to sound like a boomer, but I often miss the simplicity and innocence of the tech that I grew up with. Back when having millions of songs readily available to play whenever seemed like a fantasy because I could only play 30-second clips of a song at a time off of my fucking Hit Clips player.
Coming at you right between the ears is Hit Clips.
So this week, I thought it would be interesting to throw away my modern tech products and see what it would be like to strictly use vintage tech in the modern age. And I've seen some of these videos before. They use a flip phone and a Walkman. They call it a day. I don't want to do that. That's too easy. So I'm going to track down the weirdest, most obscure vintage tech products I can find and see what it's like to use them in the year 2024. So strap in and get ready for some weird vintage tech. So transparently, the main problem I'm facing right now in my life is iPad baby syndrome. I think we caught it early enough where it's treatable, but I think it's still a big issue in my life. I can't stop scrolling, dude. I know I'm not supposed to, but it's tough. Call me crazy. I love watching silly little videos, okay? And so do you. You're literally watching one right now. You know, it got me thinking. Maybe making this video can help me kick my addiction to watching silly little videos. Is what I would say if I was a fucking loser. The real question I need to ask myself is how can I still get my fix of watching silly little videos while using vintage technology? I used to have a thing called a video now when I was a kid. I would watch the same episode of SpongeBob over and over again on a tiny screen in black and white because that was the only disc I ever had for it. And I'm not about to put myself through that shit again. But upon further research, I stumbled upon the perfect product for my little video fix. A Casio analog handheld TV. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hold on, didn't they stop broadcasting analog TV stations a little bit ago? And the answer to that is yes, they did. In America. But up here in Canada, it is apparently still possible to get an analog TV signal.
First came the pocket watch, then the pocket radio, then even a pocket camera. But who would have ever thought of a pocket TV? Casio, of course.
Casio, that's it. We're fucking crazy. We'll make anything, dude. We made a wristwatch that can kill God.
The Pocket TV by Casio. This TV is smaller, lighter, sharper, and brighter.
Yeah, this seems pretty awesome. I've never used a portable TV, but I assume it relies on like a strong signal to work like at length. So I imagine back in the day, using one of these like while you're on the go was like next to impossible.
Stop the bus! Stop the fucking bus right now! Okay, let's stop. Now put it in reverse. Okay.
Okay, keep going. And stop! Stop right there. All right, I'm stopped.
Perfect.
Oh man, I love Bill Cosby. He can do no wrong.
But I found a portable TV on eBay. I got it. And for my next vintage tech product, I was thinking about the other things we do on our phones aside from just watching videos. And that's when I remembered the 3 humongous camera lenses on the back of my phone. I gotta find a camera. And not just any camera, okay? One that I can easily take with me wherever I go, and one that can also show me the pictures as soon as I take them. And that second feature is the thing that made finding this product especially difficult. I looked at some Polaroid cameras. I was toying with that idea. I used to have one called an iZone when I was a kid that looked like a fucking stapler, and I loved that thing. I was gonna get that one for old time's sake, but then I stumbled upon the perfect product. It was released in 2001 by those fucking crazy, unhinged, lawless, depraved bastards over at Casio, and it's called the Casio Wrist Camera. I can't find any commercials for this, unfortunately. The only ad I could find was on eBay, someone who's like listing this magazine ad for sale for some reason. Time for your little black book to grow up. Julie, and there's her phone number there. You got Susie, double jointed. Pam, loves football. Debbie, from Dallas. The Casio Digital Wrist Camera Watch. You're out having a good time. Then you point your Casio Digital Wrist Camera Watch and click a few black and white photos of a girl you dig. No, you don't. Hold on. No, you don't. You shouldn't do that. But you don't want to use all 100 images on one girl. Type in her name, number, and other info so that you can give her a ring later. Then download the images to your PC with the free PC link kit. You can also upload those images to your Pocket PC or Palm with our free software available at Casio.com. Pretty cool for $199.95 digital wrist camera that also tells time. Holy shit. Interesting marketing tactic, I'll give you that. Yeah, I think that'll work out really well. Ladies, just imagine. You're at the club, partying, drinking with your girlfriends, you're having a great night, and then some guy walks up to you with his fucking 007 spy watch and fucking snaps pictures of all your faces. But not only that, he uploads them immediately to his fucking Pocket PC, where you'll join his extensive database full of hundreds of other random women he's seen. And they say chivalry is dead. I also love the last line. Pretty cool for a $200 digital wrist camera that also tells time. Like, yeah, it fucking better tell time. It would be wild if you were wearing one of these watches and it didn't even do the main thing that a watch is supposed to do. Hey man, you got the time? Yeah man, for sure. It's about 1:45 Rebecca. Awesome, thanks dude. Hey, is that a Casio? No, this is a Casio. Oh! And I actually found one of these wrist cameras on eBay, so that's right, wrist camera secured. Full transparency, this video started out as me trying out weird as seen on TV products, which I honestly might still do, so if you guys want to see that video, leave a fucking comment. But the as seen on TV product that spawned this video is a little device called My Lil Reminder. If you were around my age, you probably saw this commercial a million fucking times, especially when you stayed home sick from school, because this dominated the daytime commercials, dude. It was the Everest College guy yelling at me.
Pick up the phone and make the call. Why are you making it complicated?
And then this commercial.
Where did I park my car? Oh, no.
yeah. Terrific line delivery.
Where did I park my car? Oh, no.
It's called My Lil Reminder, the digital voice recorder that records without tape.
Blue section, row 18.
Then reminds you later.
Blue section, row 18.
Okay, I see how that could be helpful, I guess. But I feel like if your memory is that bad, you should be in a home. Like your own home or a retirement home, you shouldn't leave. Okay? Like if you can't remember that, there's gonna be a lot of other shit you can't remember too. Then you also have to remember what kind of car you have. You gotta remember where you live. You gotta remember how to get where you live. I imagine her purse is just full of My Little Reminders, each telling her a separate detail about her life.
Milk, juice, butter, and eggs.
Then play back your reminder when it's time.
I guess she clearly needed the reminder because all she needed was... Oh shit, I forgot already too. But she needed the reminder because all she needed was milk, juice, butter, and eggs. And then you look at her grocery cart, she already went rogue and bought a bunch of other shit she didn't need.
That's left on Main Street, then go 2 miles and right on out.
Yeah, kids, that's how we got around before, you know, GPS, Google Maps, and everything. And the voice recordings are pretty short on it, so if you're going for like a really long drive, you gotta talk like super fast.
Drive north on Main Street for 2 miles and left at University, and follow that for 4.5 miles, and merge onto the 403 highway going westbound, and stay on that until your car runs out of gas.
Okay, yeah, so it's just a glorified voice recorder where you can record little messages messages that you can play later to remind yourself of things. But also, for some reason, it has a flashlight.
My Little Reminder even has a built-in LED flashlight.
Just in case you forgot to remind yourself to pack a flashlight. And I'm actually a really forgetful person, so I'm really excited to try this out because, oh yeah, I got one. I got my little reminder. Let's actually give it a try really quick.
Don't forget to do the brand deal.
Oh yeah. Thank you to Opera for sponsoring this video. Folks, I know it's easy to just stick with the same browser you've been using for years, but it gets better. Opera is faster, smarter, and safer than your default browser. Opera comes chock full of features as well, like Aria, for example. Opera's native browser AI. It's easily accessible in the sidebar at all times, and if you need help with anything at all, then help is right at your fingertips. I always struggle with coming up with titles for my videos, and Aria is perfect for giving me a little nudge in the right direction. And I've always thought that navigating other browsers can get confusing really quick, especially for me when I'm researching like several things at once. It can get messy and out of control. But with Opera's tab islands, it automatically organizes your tabs and you can collapse certain islands to save space. It's such a simple feature, but it honestly might be my favorite part about Opera. It's so useful and it makes browsing and organizing practically effortless. I think security is also something we should all be taking into consideration. And with Opera, you get a built-in VPN service. Totally free and unlimited, so you can browse the internet privately. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm on the go pretty often. I travel a lot, so a ton of work that I do is on my laptop, and sometimes my battery is getting drained way too fast. And that's why I love Opera's battery saver option. It's activated with just one simple click, and it allows me to browse up to 1 hour longer. Think about how many fart sound effects I can add with that much time. Folks, this is a no-brainer. Opera is the better browser in every way. You can move over all the information from your old browser in just minutes. So what the heck are you waiting for? Use my link below to download Opera today. You won't regret it, I promise you that. Okay, thank you again to Opera for sponsoring this video. Back to me. The other feature of my phone that I wanted to try and replicate with vintage tech was the phone, like actually calling people. I often forget my phone is a phone sometimes, but that's too easy. You know, phones have been around forever. I wanted to replicate FaceTime. I FaceTime people all the time, and it's something that I would like to continue to do with vintage tech.
But let me just say this.
Finding a product that could do this was very difficult. Upon doing a little bit of research, I found out that the first video call ever actually took place all the way back in 1970 by AT&T, who subsequently launched the first video phone service with 38 picture phones, as they called them, located at 8 different companies located in Pittsburgh. Kind of fucking ruins the entire appeal of video calling if all the phones are just within the same city, but still, you know, it was pretty cool. It was the 70s. They don't know what was going on. And due to how expensive and complicated those early picture phones were, the 70s and 80s saw no real success with this technology. But in 1992, AT&T swung for the fences. They took another whack at it and released the AT&T Video Phone 2500 for a retail price of $1,500. Adjusted for inflation, that's about $2,800 in today dollars. So this was a luxury product for sure. Tech Bros didn't fully exist yet, but if MKBHD was making videos back then, his review would have crushed. And the release of this phone was met with mixed reviews upon its release. People were impressed with the technology, obviously, but a lot of people were worried about the dangers of video calling.
But some people want AT&T to voluntarily not sell any of the video phones to 900 sex line numbers.
You can just imagine unsupervised children being able to call a 900 number.
Man, you know when you watch a disaster movie and it's like the first half hour of the film when everybody's like having a good time, laughing and enjoying themselves, and in your head you're like,
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
That's how I feel watching that clip. But due to the lackluster sales numbers, the AT&T Video Phone 2500 was discontinued in 1995. But I got one. Yeah, and it only cost me $450 today dollars. And that might seem a little expensive, but when you compare it to the original price, that's a fucking steal. And what's the other thing that we mainly use our phones for? Music. You got Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Tidal, and many other services that allow us to listen to practically any song we want, whenever we want. But back in the day, they only had a few ways to listen to music while they were on the go. Portable radio, a cassette player, a Walkman, or a fucking boombox on your shoulder if you're a breakdancer from an 80s movie. But all that shit is boring, honestly a little too cumbersome for me. I want to be hands-free. And I think I found the perfect product for me. This product is called, no joke, The Bone Phone, which is not a video phone sex line, believe it or not. The Bone Phone is an AM/FM stereo radio that drapes around your neck like a scarf. 2 speakers placed near your ears not only provide excellent stereo separation, but vibrate slightly through your bones to give you the same sensation as standing in front of your home stereo system. Fucking perfect. It was released in 1979. Didn't really catch on for obvious reasons, but a modern reimagining of this product was actually released in 2019 by Sony. There are a few of these for sale on eBay, so I just ordered the cleanest one because a lot of them had like weird stains on them for some reason. And usually if something vibrates and is covered in stains, I try not to buy it. That's like my one rule, but I had to break it for this video. I'm willing to try it out. Bone Phone Secure. And before I talk about the final product, I figured I should order a practical device so I can still do work stuff like emails and whatnot. So I ordered a Palm Pilot. And no, a Palm Pilot is not an astronaut jerking off on the moon. For those of you who don't know, Palm Pilots, or handhelds as they were called, they were essentially smartphones before smartphones. I wanted one as a kid like really bad because of this one joke in Max Keeble's Big Move.
I want my handheld. You want me to hold your hand? No!
Hilarious. Handhelds usually come with a touchscreen and a stylus, and you're able to do like tons of things on them, mostly work related. But we'll take a closer look at that later on in this video. Okay, time for the last product I got, and this is the best one, I think. With the Apple Vision Pro coming out and wearable computers slowly becoming more popular in the mainstream, I wanted to see if there was like a vintage equivalent to the Apple Vision Pro. And by researching old wearable computers, I found the fucking craziest thing ever. The Cybernaut MA4 wearable computer. Holy shit. Cybernaut's MA4 is the ultimate in uber geekware. With all the accoutrements, this wearable PC weighs about 9 pounds and allows you to compute anywhere. The base unit consists of a 200 MHz Pentium MMX with 128 megabytes RAM encased in a plastic shell that attaches to your waist. The wrist-mounted keyboard, floppy drive, I got a floppy drive right here for it, battery pack, and head-mounted display all plug into the shell. The 1-inch LCD reflects onto a semi-transparent 2-inch reflective surface that projects the Windows desktop into your right eye's line of sight. The unit runs all standard Windows apps and supports voice commands. Sure, the price is steep, but Cybernaut includes a built-in camera that captures video to a LAN. You'll laugh, we did, when you see yourself decked out in this robo-wear. But the thing actually works. While we couldn't imagine actually using the MA4 for more than a minute, even if we got one for free, it could be useful in industrial situations such as sewer tunnels, manufacturing plants, and job training facilities. Okay, nice. Really selling it, guys. And yeah, this is $10,000. That's gotta be like close to 20 grand for this thing now. I also love how they were hyping up the product for 90%, and the last 10% of this article, they were like, listen, you look like a fucking pussy-ass loser. You're gonna look fucked. And you probably won't be able to wear it for like more than a minute. But it's kind of cool. I don't know. So this fucking crazy thing came out in 1999, and it looks fucking straight out of the Matrix. I can't believe this thing. You got a fucking keyboard on your arm that looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Disc. You got a camera, a microphone, a screen that goes over your eye. Just imagine if this caught on, you're walking into a packed office building, no desks, it's just a bunch of dudes decked out in these things, just standing in a fucking huddle. Dude, this is like my favorite time period for tech products. Late 90s, early 2000s was peak. Because like the ideas were clearly there. We're still trying to do this today, but we were nowhere close in terms of technological advancements. Because like personally, I don't even think the Apple Vision Pro is worth it today, because it's fucking huge and you need to carry a battery pack with you and shit. Like I don't think the technology's there yet. And that's today. They tried that 25 years ago too. And there was actually like only one of these available on eBay in working condition, so I'm really glad I secured it. Yeah. Cybernaut secure. And guys, I read a lot about this thing because I was so fascinated by it. So it was mainly used by people who work with their hands but still need to access like important information like on the go. So people like construction workers or even NASCAR pit crews. Cybernaut had high hopes for this product though. They were picturing the Cybernaut utopia where military and law enforcement officers would be wearing these things at all times. And call me crazy, I think that would have been awesome.
Put your hands up. Yeah, that's right. I got you because of my smart glasses. I need backup. Ah, gosh, not now. Sick and tired of these, man. Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. There's too many of them. There's too many of them. Where's my backup?
Your backup has been here for like an hour.
There's too many pop-ups.
And I actually found a video of two guys explaining the Cybernaut wearable computer in detail. And if the computer is half as good as this audio quality,
and you'll have your shopping and your banking, you'll have your stock market.
I'm fucked. The Washington Post reported that Cybernaut didn't manage to sell more than 10,000 of the wearable computers over its 15-year tenure. Whatever the case, things came to a head when criminal charges were filed for fraud against 3 men associated with the 1996 IPO. And there was the fact that the company had lost $162 million since 1990. Cybernaut filed for bankruptcy in 2005. So the thing was an absolute flop, but hey, who knows, right? Maybe it's like a fine wine, gets better with age. Maybe that's the case for all these products, but there's only one way to find out.
All right, I figured we would start with the handheld. It didn't come with any batteries. This was before the rechargeable battery craze, but I did get this cool leather case, pretty sleek. Let's turn this thing on. Tab center of target. I guess this is like for calibration. Dude, it says it's January 2nd, 1999. That is crazy. Okay, whoa, we got a lot of stuff here. Dude, what's graffiti? Write these letters. Oh, you can actually like write. Whoa, okay. So if I go B. This is crazy. And if I go down here for numbers, dude. This is wild. Penis. What else do we got here? A memo pad. Can I type or? I'm trying to write hello, but it's not working. H, E, and it's turned off. Okay, let's see if I can add something to my calendar. So maybe at 3, I will eat.
So my main goal was to use this for typing things out and responding to emails and stuff, but I gotta say, it is like next to impossible to write things on this handheld.
Dude, it's like learning a whole new language. Like, it's learning how to write a whole new alphabet just to use this product. I feel like it's so like counterproductive.
Yeah, I spent like 5 minutes trying to type into my calendar that I was gonna eat at 3 p.m.
There we go. Now I can plan out my day.
And after jumping over that 3-letter hurdle, I felt on top of the world. I felt like I could conquer anything, but then I made a devastating realization.
I should have realized this, but I guess I can't really use this product to its full potential in its current state because it's like 25 years old and just the support doesn't really exist anymore for it.
Yeah, my dumbass fully expected this thing to have Wi-Fi capabilities, but it does not. You have to like type in your phone number for this thing to work, and I did that and nothing happened. So I'll never get to use this device to its full potential, which is sad, but I decided on a way that I can still use it going forward.
Maybe I will carry this around just as like a thing to, you know, jot my notes down. Sometimes I'll walk around, I'll think of an idea, I'll type it in on my phone, but maybe instead that's what I'll use this for, even though I'm not very good at using it. And also, I think I might have just broken it.
Oh no! Yeah, while I was talking about how I can't use the handheld to its full potential because it's pretty useless, the handheld computer became even more useless.
Unless this is like a secret message or something that we have to decode together. It's a clue.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
So I did the good old-fashioned reboot where you take the battery out and put it back in, and that seemed to do the trick. But that also made me realize a pretty huge design flaw.
I guess every time you take the batteries out, it resets, which doesn't really make sense to me on just like a basic level on operating this thing, because like batteries, they die, right? So you have to switch them out every time. What if you had like super important shit on here? And you're supposed to keep super important shit on here. Like there's literally a thing called security. If you had a bunch of like important stuff on here and then the battery dies, I guess you're just fucked. Like, could you imagine that today? If every time your phone died, everything on it was deleted and totally fucking gone forever. All right, well, that about does it for that so far. I'm gonna keep using this, I guess. I'm gonna try to anyway. Yeah, so far, I'm about 20 years late to this, but I'm feeling like a 1 out of 10 right now for this thing, dude. I would not recommend using one of these, okay? We'll just call something a pilot, okay? A pilot is supposed to be knowledgeable, skilled. Yeah, this is more of a Palm passenger. I don't know. This is not good, but who knows? Well, maybe it'll grow on me.
So things were not off to a good start. I was so excited to use this cool piece of technology, but it was unfortunately abandoned by society. Handhelds were viewed as obsolete and were tossed aside when Blackberries were introduced to the market. But hey, what goes around comes around. But I was determined to seamlessly integrate the rest of the vintage tech into my everyday life. So I figured after the first piece of technology didn't really work at all, I decided to try one that would definitely still work: the portable TV.
I've been doing some more research, and apparently it's like next to impossible to find an analog signal. But I have hope. Maybe I'll find something cool. I just want to watch one episode of SpongeBob on here, okay? But no, it's pretty cool. It fits right in your hand. You know, it's a handheld TV, so it makes sense. You got different channels there. I think the UHF stands for You're Having Fun. I think that's what that means, because you have fun when you watch TV. And the VHF stands for We Having Fun. Yes, we having fun, aren't we? So I guess the only thing left to do here is just get this bird to shut the fuck up. Okay, so it's searching for channels right now.
I flipped from You're Having Fun to V Having Fun over and over, waiting for a miracle to happen. But I was hoping at the very least the TV would somehow pick up some audio.
Can't really hear anything either.
I scanned for a signal for a few more minutes, but nothing came up.
So nothing works anymore. None of this shit fucking works anymore. That's great.
Then I realized I forgot to use the actual part of the TV that receives signals.
Oh yeah, the antenna. All right, I'm gonna go try it out in my yard.
So I was feeling pretty confident now that I had this big long antenna. Am I right, fellas? But unfortunately, the results were the same as they were when the antenna was collapsed. It just goes to show you, man. It ain't the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean.
Still nothing. I'm thinking maybe I'm not high enough.
So I smoked a bunch of weed and then I tried it. No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna try going out of my window there to see if I get anything else, but this is not looking too good for me.
I extended my arm outside of my window, reaching for the heavens, praying for a miracle. My handheld TV was trying and trying, searching for a signal that would not find it. Another piece of technology forgotten by its creators. It tried and tried, but to no avail. Unfortunately, we have failed.
Didn't work. All right, so this isn't off to a very good start. The handheld was a whole thing. This TV doesn't fucking work at all. I feel like Napoleon Dynamite when he tried to use that time machine.
It's a piece of crap, it doesn't work.
Maybe I just forgot to put in the crystals. And in my head, I'm like, okay, maybe I could use this. Maybe I could like connect like a N64 to this or something, you know? But there's not even any plugs to let me do that. So there's literally no way this is a brick. I can't do anything with this. So I think I'm gonna give this handheld TV a 0 out of 10. Don't get one of these.
Looking back, the research I did before purchasing the handheld TV was not thorough enough. There are still analog stations in Canada, but the closest one to me is like 3 hours away. The whole reason I got the TV was to watch little videos. But if the only way to do that is for me to drive 3 hours there, watch some videos, and then drive 3 hours home, there's no fucking way. I'm not gonna do that. And this is usually when YouTubers say, just kidding, I did it, but no, I'm not fucking doing that, okay? Can you imagine every time you wanted to watch TikTok or post a TikTok, you had to drive 3 hours to a small town for it to work? Okay, actually on second thought, that would actually be a good thing. I think we'd see a lot less crazy shit on there if it took a lot more work to post stuff. Dude, I saw a video last week of a guy chewing on a mailbox.
Hey guys, let's chew on this mailbox that I found on the side of the road.
You're not driving 3 hours to post that, okay? You've got time to reflect. But after these 2 hand-sized, devastating blows, I figured it was time to try out the product that I knew for a fact would still work.
What time is it? Camera time. Check that shit out, dude. Okay, so from afar it looks like a normal watch, right? Like in the distance I'd be like, okay, that's just a normal Casio watch, but up close it's pretty chunky. It look like fucking Ben 10. Yeah, it tells the time and everything, just like a regular watch.
I've got 2 little baby wrists apparently because I had to remove some links from this watch when I got it, which I've never done before, and it was pretty fun removing those links. Jeez, listen to me. Removing links. Who am I? Ganondorf? But once I got it fitting on my wrist, it actually didn't look too bad.
I do have a couple watches. I like watches. I have some cool ones. I got a cool Casio from the 80s. I got the first original Apple Watch, but this one is definitely the most unique one in the collection for sure now. A couple of years ago, I got a DM from Icebox in Atlanta, like that popular jeweler, and they asked me if I like needed any jewelry. So, you know, maybe I'll bring this into them, you know, get it bust down, get that bust down wrist camera. But yeah, I mean, I only ever use the camera on my phone to take pictures of my dog. So I figured I would try to take some with this. Okay, I feel bad because I woke Kiwi up from a nap so he could pose in my pictures, but he was sitting very still because he's a very good boy, and it had nothing to do with the fact that he was tired and confused. But after a minute or so, I got the shots. I took 2 pictures of him, and they honestly didn't turn out that bad. The only tricky thing with the wrist camera is you have to keep your arm like incredibly still while you take the photo, or else it's gonna look super blurry. And obviously it's a little cumbersome and awkward to use now because we're all so used to our iPhones. But back in 2001, this would have been a great little gadget to have to take pictures while you're on the go. The only other difficult thing about this watch is the file management. With iPhones, you can sort your photos by time, location, date, faces, but with the wrist camera, you could just scroll left or right. And it also takes an insanely long time to delete photos. To delete a photo, you need to hold down the top left button while on the photo you want to delete, then the bottom right to scroll down to the delete option, and then press the camera button to select the delete option, and then the bottom right button again to select the specified picture instead of deleting all of the pictures. Then you press the camera button again, press the bottom right button to scroll down to yes, press the camera button again, and then you wait. And then you wait a little bit longer. It's almost done. It'll be deleted in just a second. You wait just one more second and it's deleted. And I had to do this like 90 times because I realized the person who had this watch before me didn't delete any of the pictures on it. I'm not blurring these photos because they're fucked up or anything. I just don't want to put people in my video who don't want to be in my video. But it was mostly just really cute selfies of like an older gentleman. He looked really nice. Okay, sorry, my other microphone died, so I gotta use my iPhone like I'm a street interviewer. Gay son or thought daughter? Trick question. The answer is both. Okay, so after playing with this thing for a little bit, it's actually pretty cool. That's what she said. I've been doing some research on how to get the pictures off of the watch onto a computer. Apparently, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a little scanner beside the lens that apparently can like transfer the images using like infrared or some shit. There's a PC link kit that was supposed to come with this in the original box that I don't have. And from what I'm reading on Reddit, it's just like a whole ordeal to get them onto the computer. But just like the other products, if I got this when it came out and I had everything that I needed to do it, I would have fucking loved this thing. This thing was awesome. It's like really cool. And it's just like fun, you know? Like, why aren't we doing this more? We need a camera on the Apple Watch, okay? I actually think I might wear this like in my everyday life. It's just kind of cool, you know? And it's a little conversation piece. But yeah, initial thoughts, wrist camera, 7 out of 10. Pretty cool. And after that wrist camera experience, my week was back on track. It made me feel a lot better. Also around this point of the week, I did some more research on my handheld computer, and I discovered if you tap the little dot in the corner, an actual keyboard pops up that allows you to type a lot quicker. Thank God. So whenever I had an idea for a joke, I would just write it in my handheld. Okay, and this is what I got. I won an award for having the biggest shoes, and that's no small feat. I also wrote down, horse girls are just car guys born in the wrong generation. You know, horses used to be cars. And then I put down, they say plants getting too much sun is bad for them. My dad never had that problem. It's an absent father joke. And then I wrote down, I don't know if this is a joke really, but I wrote down, if you're allergic to peanuts and you're on death row, your last meal should just be a jar of peanut butter. You know, go out on your own terms. So it's good for something, but a lot of the times I would think of a joke and forget to put it into my handheld. If only there was a device that could remind me of stuff like that. All right, guys, I think it's time to take a closer look at my little reminder. I got my cowboy table here. So my little reminder, it's small. I guess that's why they call it my little reminder. Fits in the palm of your hand. It's got this fucking key ring thing on it, so you can put it on your keychain if you want. And I don't know if you can tell, but listen to this. It's pretty noisy, even if you take the key ring out. It should be called My Little Maraca.
You know, usually having a noisy product is fine if it's like a stereo or something, but for something that records audio, it's pretty detrimental to it. I'll record something really quick so you guys know what I mean. Milk, juice, butter, eggs. Every time you use it, you can hear the fucking clinking and clattering around. Every time I play an audio that I recorded on here, it sounded like I was wearing a suit of armor while recording the audio. The quality is just bad. Like overall, it sounds like shit, but that's a flashbang. And there's only 3 buttons, and only 2 of them have to do with the actual reminding. It's either record or play. And it's weird because you can only really remind yourself of like one thing. Because like as soon as you press record, it immediately overwrites the previous recording. So it's like really not that useful. Like I don't see the appeal really. And this thing only records 20 seconds at a time. So like you couldn't even do a full grocery list. And I'll prove that to you. I want to see how long it would actually record if I just read out a standard regular list of groceries that I pretty much get every week or 2 weeks. 1 large cucumber, 2 tomatoes to put under the cucumber so they look like the cucumber's balls, 40 boxes of Cialis, 5 grams of weed from the cashier behind the grocery store when he's on his break, 1 large container of KY jelly, a bushel of bananas, a bottle of their finest scotch, every Men's Health magazine they have available. See? And now it's done. And that's all you get. It just stopped. I still had 2 items on there, whipped cream and sushi for me to eat off of my own naked body. But I assume if you have like severe memory issues, this could help out. But I still would like to try and use this for something. So I'm gonna go get a coffee order for me and my wife. I asked my wife what she wanted from the coffee shop and she said a small hot chocolate, please. So I recorded my order into my little reminder. Well, I mean, we're married, so it's our little reminder.
Medium coffee, 2 cream, 2 sugar, and a small hot chocolate.
I'll get a medium coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugars, and a small hot chocolate. Fuck! 2 sugar and a small hot chocolate. I'll get a medium coffee, 2 cream, 2 sugar, and a small hot chocolate. I'll get a medium coffee with 2 cream, 2 chocolate, and a small hot sugar. Car coming. Should have reminded myself on here to look both ways. Medium coffee, 2 cream, 2 sugar, and a small hot chocolate. It's just me and my little reminder. I made it to the coffee shop and played the order one more time for good measure. Now it's time to see if it worked. Hi, how's it going? Can I get a medium coffee? Hot chocolate. I could barely contain myself. I wanted to jump for joy. I wanted to scream from the rooftops. I can remember anything! With my coffee order in hand, I felt like $1,000,000. I started dreaming about other things I could maybe remember one day. What to get at the grocery store, what to do at red lights, what to do with toilet paper after I go number 2. Stuff that I always forget. I knew my wife was gonna be proud of me too. So I went back to my car and,
Where did I park my car? Oh, no.
Okay, I found my car. You can say what you want about my little reminder, but it worked. I remembered those 2 drinks somehow. So that means I can put a new recording on here. My little reminder, I hardly know her. So in the commercial, the guy also used the Milo reminder for directions. So I figured I would try that. Later tonight, I'm going to a premiere of St. Bolge's Day, which is a TV special that I am acting in. It was like my first big acting gig. By the time this video comes out, you can watch it on Crave if you're in Canada. But the premiere is tonight. So I figured I will go home and record the directions on the Milo reminder so I know how to get there when I'm driving. Unfortunately, the premiere was happening in Hamilton and I had to drive from downtown Toronto. So it was gonna be like an hour drive. And I quickly realized that it was not humanly possible for me to read all the directions in 20 seconds. You ran out of time. Okay, so this doesn't record long enough for me to say all the directions. So I figured I would record all the directions, put them in a audio editing software, double the time, and then record that with this so they can fit all of it. So here we go. And I know you're probably thinking, using your computer to speed up your audio is cheating. That's modern technology. And you know what? That's a good point. But on the other hand,
Shut up.
Okay, I just sped up the directions by 3 times and it's just under 20 seconds. So this should work. I just have to record it on my little reminder.
On the drive there, I started to get a little lost, so I played the recording on my little reminder, and if you thought it was difficult to understand on the computer, listen to what it sounded like on my little reminder. Incomprehensible. By the grace of God, I made it to the premiere without any help from My Little Reminder. And I was gonna say that, like, in the modern age, My Little Reminder it's pretty much useless, but I also think it was useless back when it came out. My Little Reminder is gonna get a 2 out of 10 from me. Which product is next, My Little Reminder?
When you're done pooping, grab the toilet paper and do one clean swipe from the bottom of the rack to the top.
I don't know what that, stop, that's not real. Turn it off, okay. What the hell? Sorry, it's an old product, gets a little weird sometimes. What's the next one we're gonna talk about?
AT&T Video Phone 2500.
Time to make some phone calls. I haven't opened this yet. The AT&T Video Phone 2500 is supposed to be in here. Moment of truth. Oh god, this thing's fucking heavy, dude. Holy shit! I forgot that it came in the original box. This is so exciting. Whoa, almost cut my eyeball out of my head. And that would suck, because I need my eyes for this phone to work. Any other phone, it'd be fine. So whoever I bought this from, I'd like to apologize for taking your fall decor box away from you. I'm sorry. Enhanced communications. The AT&T video phone allows you to see and hear the person you are speaking to, provided both parties have an AT&T video phone. That's the thing. I won't be able to actually call anybody because one, I don't have any phones. I don't have a phone line, like a home phone thing in my house. And also, I don't fucking know anybody who has one of these. So if anyone has one of these, please comment below. We can call each other. Affordable video phone calls. Uses ordinary telephone lines. So the cost for a video phone call is the same as a regular telephone call. That's pretty cool. A clear color picture. Okay. Compact, portable design. All right, let's actually get it out of the box. Whoa. I love the branding on it. Wrapped up again. Holy shit. Oh wow, this is so cute. Thank you for the purchase. This was my personal phone. I used to video chat with my parents and family while I was away at law school in 2001. Funny to think, but it was so advanced for that time. Hope you enjoy. That's the cutest thing I've ever read. So I assume this is like the power bank? It's fucking huge. Didn't it just say it was like a sleek and compact design? Compact, portable design. I'm gonna plug this in and I'm gonna have a fucking power outage. Okay, now it's time to unwrap the actual phone. If anybody's wondering where all the bubble wrap is in the world, it's in this box. Okay, there's a bubble wrap shortage. What happened? Nah, they sold another video phone. Here it is! Da, 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 da. I guess this is like the video screen here. Wow. Okay, I guess now all that's left is to just plug this in and see how it works. It's making a noise. It says video phone. Oh, I can see myself. Okay, so there's on the screen, there's a brightness option, and you can like tweak how it looks on there. No, it says low battery, it's plugged into the wall. Yo, I would have fucking lost my mind if I had this in 2001, dude. I love how it's really laggy, so at 1 second you can be like, oh wow, I love you, I love talking to you on the phone. I love it, I love it. Fuck you! Fuck you, dude. I fucking hate this shit. I love it. I love this. I love it. I love life. I wish this caught on like quicker. You call 911 while you're choking or something and you can't really talk, right? Because you're choking. So if about 911 on video, you could just be like, So I wanted to know how this video phone would actually function, and luckily, it came with the manual. After a call has been established with someone with another video phone, you can press video at any time to begin transmitting your video image, okay? For a two-way video call, the video button on both video phones must be pressed before it can see a picture. The other person must also press video. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I have a really cool piece of technology here. And again, like the other products in this video, I can't fucking use it to its full potential. I can just half use it and sort of marvel in its weirdness. So unfortunately, this is yet another product that works, but doesn't work. Like, it was rare to find another person who had a video phone back when this came out, but it's infinitely more rare today, fucking 25 years later. But still, this is like the common theme that I'm seeing with vintage tech. We're moving at such a fucking fast pace technologically, and like really cool, interesting, unique products are cast aside and left to collect dust with no simple way to use them. And I don't know, man, it's hard not to feel sad about that. Okay, so far only like half of the products have actually like worked to their full potential. I can't fully use this like I said, but I am gonna give this 9 out of 10. This thing is fucking really cool. Whoa, I just got a crazy idea. Hold on. I got my special watch on. Coco Power Rangers! Can I be the first person to take a picture of an AT&T video phone with a Casio wrist camera? Guys, you are witnessing history in the making. Beautiful. First guy to do it. Wow. Show up to school after Christmas break and be like, yo, I got a wrist camera and an AT&T video phone. And your friends are like, no fucking way, I don't believe you. And then you go, BAM! 2-in-1, bitch. You show him the video phone on the wrist camera. What you talking about? What you talking about? That would have been such a flex, dude. All right, on to the next product. Don't mind me, just gonna take my elevator there. Despite a lot of these products not working fully, I was having a great time with my vintage technology. But there was something missing. Music. And that video phone was really cool, but I think it's time to try out a phone of the bone variety. So my buddy Jacob came over so we could try out the bone phone together.
You have a bone phone with your bro?
We are here to try out the bone phone. This is what I feel like to be trying the bone phone. I probably shouldn't be putting my mouth so close to it because it's like from the 70s. So like I said, this came out in 1979. If we want to get a close up there, we got the AM, FM switch there. And you can like, I guess, dial it to which station you want. Volume control, on off button, and then tone, low and high. I don't know what that means.
Should have said bone.
It's like when you're when you talk back to your mom, and she's like, lower your tone. It's like that, I guess.
Yeah, is there an attitude button on
it? Yeah, this music is too angry. So this actually takes AA batteries, which I'm a big fan of. And to get to the batteries, you kind of have to peel down the foreskin on, on the bone phone.
Yeah, I wish the bone was cut on this phone.
Yeah, them uncircumcised bone phones. And this does have a few stains. Okay, so moment of truth. It's my favorite song. Okay, so it works. So how about we find
That also just sounded like a man screaming.
Let me out!
There's a man in the bone.
Good for you. I can't play any more of the song because it'll get a copyright claim, but it worked. Also, it seemed pretty fitting for a floppy snake-looking thing to play a Drake song. You guys see that video?
Oh my god.
But it was time to see if the bone phone delivers on its promise. The main thing that the bone phone was advertising was how it vibrates your bones. It sort of vibrates you, it gives you a sensation of standing in front of a stereo.
Can you say vibrates you again?
Vibrates you?
What does it do?
It vibrates you. Okay, let's see what it feels like. Again, can't play the song for copyright reasons, but initially I didn't feel any vibration. But something happened when I moved my shoulders a bit. Okay, now, oh wow. It must have awoken the bone phone's dormant power, because this is when I really started feeling the vibration through my bones. That time I felt it.
Whoa.
It did kind of feel like I was in front of a stereo.
Last one. Fill in the blank here. If X player has a strong season, that will greatly augment the Cubs' chances.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Michael Bush here.
I got a Michael Bush right here for you. You want to try this?
I kind of do.
Okay.
Whoa. It does, it has some weight to it. This looks...
Hello?
Oh, it's pretty loud. I can't really feel it, exactly in my bones. ET phone bone.
We started playing around with the tone setting, and it was tough to figure out what it actually did, but we think it's to control the bass of the audio. We could be wrong. I have no idea why that's there. But after trying this thing out, I asked Jacob to give his rating.
I would give this, the tone, the attitude, I'd say maybe, I'd give it a 9. Just because of the ingenuity. I've never seen anything like this.
It's completely hands-free.
Well, unless you need to turn it on or do anything. Outside of that, as soon as you're turned on, you're moving and grooving. For my bone aspect, I'm gonna give it a 3. 3 bones. I love what they were trying to do. Again, the tone, the attitude, because it's like a little scarf.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you can be like, well, why don't you shove it up your dick hole? Why don't you wittily suck my balls?
I say right foot creep.
All right, folks. This whole week has been leading up to this. The craziest piece of vintage technology I have ever laid my hands on. Cybernaut MA4 wearable computer. It came in this fucking crazy ass, ow, fuck. Ow! I stepped on that. It came in this fucking deal or no deal type briefcase. Imagine pulling up to like the airport. Airport security with only this. Can I check this? Is this a carry-on? It'll fit. Yeah, pretty cool that it came with the original case. Unfortunately though, there's two versions of it. With CyberView and with CyberPanel. And with the CyberPanel, it's just like this screen here. The CyberView is actually the one with the headset and the thing, and I messaged the seller and he didn't have it. So it never came with it, which sucks because I was really excited to have it there, but I am convinced to make this work. Truth be had.
I didn't know what TBH meant. I thought it meant truth be had.
Truth be had. Me and Jacob, we were really trying to get this thing working because it comes with we got a battery pack here and we got another charging thing over there. But this is the actual computer. This is the fucking the clitoris of the computer. Can you remember old laptops had that little nub? That little fucking red thing. So this is like that. This is like the mouse, left click, right click. And this is the actual computer. Keyboard that goes on your arm. This is the screen. And this screen has a thing for your arm to go through as well. I might just have to be a fucking screen, keyboard. I don't know where the computer's gonna go. I don't know how I'm gonna control it when I'm on the go.
I think we gotta tape it to you.
Just fucking duct tape it to me?
That's the only thing that really makes sense.
Unless... belt. I could just put it through and then it could just sort of like hang on to my...
When we were in high school and like that, like belt buckles were huge.
Yeah, they were big. Culturally and physically, they were big. And then this also has to go somewhere too. That it's only really being used for the keyboard because there's nothing for the keyboard to connect into here.
What's great about this little like power bar is just like the potential of what you can plug in. And
yeah,
that's, like...
there's a USB, which is actually pretty crazy, right? Like, isn't that insane? I could put like a USB stick in there. Could put in a fucking iPhone charger.
Yeah, well, not these days.
Oh, no, fucking these
not
days.
These days.
No lightning port.
Steve Jobs fucked that one up too.
Do your job, Steve. Sorry, he's dead, right?
Yeah. So is the guy who made this probably.
He's dead financially.
Yes.
But apparently this is like a case for the battery pack. That's supposed to sort of clip in, I guess, to your belt also. But we have one issue that we have to figure out because we tried this battery pack and it says it's 75% charged, but it's not working when we plugged it in. But it's working when it's plugged into that battery, plugged into the wall. So maybe, I'm guessing like maybe these batteries just like maybe aren't as good anymore because they're like so old. As for right now, we have to figure out a way for me to actually do this and in the world, because the whole thing is you're supposed to be wearing it, right? You can't just be sitting at a fucking thing with it on because then you could just have a computer. So we're gonna plug this in and just get it up and running just to do a quick little look at what it looks like. I gathered all the components together and began setting up on the ground beside the outlet. And it's just so crazy how many different pieces there are to make this thing work. So many wires, man. What is this, that show the wire? Okay, so this is the power. See you on the other side. All right, and now we turn it on.
Whoa.
So this should be turning on at any moment. Oh. Wow. Cybernut. That's hilarious. Oh, it came with a little stylus.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Make sort of doodles or...
Yeah, or maybe write a novella.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Whoa.
Genius inside. TMI.
Oh my god, it's like a real desktop.
Yeah, holy shit. Internet Explorer. Let's go. Let's see what happens.
Wow, no way.
Cool. Okay, so it's just pretty much like a fucking computer. Oh, dude, they got paint. Yeah! Okay, I don't think I can show the rest because I drew a pretty detailed wiener, but that's just guys being dudes, man. You give any guy something to draw with and something to draw on, they're gonna draw at least one dick, okay? That's just the way it goes. Dude, this is awesome.
That is the Cybernut. That is.
I just drew the Cybernaut. Save changes. Yep. This is a perfect time to use the keyboard. Sorry, let me take my wrist camera off.
As I was strapping on the keyboard, Jacob said it reminded him of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Disc, and I told him that was a comparison that I made as well. But he also had another genius comparison.
The web shooters.
Ooh, yeah. Dude, web. This is the original web shooter. Whoa.
This is the original Hulk hands.
The world, dude, the World Wide Web shooter. A little loose. I guess I have a little. It's got little baby arms.
I'm a little baby.
This reminds me when I fractured my wrist in high school and I had to wear a keyboard.
It took a little bit of getting used to, but I figured out how to use the ARM keyboard and it honestly felt cool as hell. And I was actually able to save my creation. And this was a hell of a lot faster than typing on the handheld earlier in the week.
I did it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it says about me that also the first thing I typed on my Palm Pilot was also penis.
Really?
Yeah.
You do have a penis.
That's true, yeah. So I'm curious about this. Oh, okay, here we go. Now it's working. Okay, you can like.
Oh, the
move
mouse.
it. Yeah.
It was a little awkward to maneuver the mouse around, but again, for something that came out in 1999, this is really impressive, and the controls were oddly simple to like wrap your head around. And just like the wrist camera, this device also had some files left on it from the previous owner.
Dude, this is fucking sick. Are you kidding me? Xbox 640. Let's see what they made. What the Xbox logo? This is the coolest thing of all time. Dude, how's that look?
Epic gamer model.
This is so funny. Why is
Is
this
that just
on?
a picture of the Xbox?
It's just a picture of the Xbox logo. In Paint? Like, did someone make this on Paint? No.
Yeah, I don't think someone made that on Paint, man.
And you know, I met Jacob in 2013 during our first year of college. And you know when you make a friend and you're like, what the hell? We could have been friends for so long. We missed out on like freaking 20 years of awesome times. You know, that's how I feel with me and Jacob. We could have had a long friendship before. But using this little computer for the first time with him, it literally felt like we were both 10 years old at like a sleepover. And we were both like using the family computer when everybody else is sleeping. Like we had such a blast using this thing. But after giggling about the Xbox logo for a long time, we asked the most important question of all time. You got any games on there? So we searched the system for the classic computer game, Minesweeper.
Minesweeper? I hardly know her. Nothing.
No games?
No games?
We were sad about the lack of games, but nevertheless, using this device felt monumental. Most people will go their whole lives without using one of these things, so we had to make a note of this occasion. So I pulled up the memo pad to write this down in the history books. It is 2024, and me and my friend Jacob are using the Cybernaut computer. We then discovered some other files that were left on the computer.
Got Windows Media Player, and there's songs on here? Okay.
Say each word into the microphone when the word is highlighted by the blue box. Remain silent between words, like this.
Hello? Oh, he's got Peter Gabriel.
Oh, they're shocking the monkey on it.
Dude, if I only had this on my bone phone.
Yeah, you think the bone phone's got Bluetooth?
Well, a tooth is a bone. Also, how's my posture looking right now?
We played around a little more on the wearable computer, talking about all the possibilities.
Could you imagine using this as a child?
Yep, because it says you can insert like discs, right?
Yeah, there's a disc attachment you can do. There is a floppy disk drive also.
So you could play like Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah, yeah.
You get really good games on there.
Yeah, I should try to get a game, a floppy drive game.
The Timon and Pumbaa game you get in the cereal box.
Yeah, one of those ones. Franklin goes to jail or whatever.
And I don't know if it's because all the other products didn't really work the way they were supposed to, but we were so hyped on this thing.
This is awesome.
It's so crazy to think back to a time where this was cutting edge. Like before you needed a whole fucking briefcase, but now like all that and more is just in your hand. It's crazy, man.
Right off the bat, this is sick just using it, but the issue, like I said we have before, is that we can't really use it when it's not plugged into a wall.
Like all the other products, the Cybernaut computer has just worn down over time. The batteries didn't really hold a charge very well, and it said that on the eBay listing. So we needed a solution if we were gonna take this thing on the go. We got to talking and we came up with a pretty genius idea. So this was the plan. It's one thing to use the wearable computer inside, right? I wanted to go out into the world wearing the wearable computer. And to combat the issue of the shitty battery, we thought of the idea to go get a portable generator to bring with us to act as the permanent battery supply. If we were to somehow get like a generator,
Take the house.
take the wall with you. Yeah. Because what the Cybernaut wearable computer needs is one more thing for it to plug into. So let's go see if this plan works. We went to a park just outside of Toronto, and I don't know what was going on with the weather this week, because a few days ago, when I was trying out my handheld TV, it was sunny and warm outside, felt like summer. But just a few days later, it was snowing like crazy and it was fucking freezing outside. But it actually might have been a blessing in disguise, because there wasn't anybody at the park when we went to try out the computer, which is a good thing because I looked like this. Yeah, usually if there's a guy in a park in a trench coat and sunglasses with a briefcase and a camera on a tripod next to a playground, bad things are happening. If we did this on a nice day and the park was filled with people, cops would have been called. They would have put me in jail, they would have given me my one phone call, and I would have been like, what, no AT&T video phone? So I'll give you a quick breakdown of all the components here. Down by my feet, I had the portable generator powering the computer. Up here in my pocket was where I kept the computer battery to keep the snow away from it. This gray bar dangling in front was the port connector where I plugged the keyboard into. Above that was the actual computer strapped onto my belt. On my right arm was the monitor, and on the left arm held the keyboard. And right above that, I had my handy dandy bone phone. This was the man of the future in 1999. I'm Phil of the future. And with everything plugged in, it was time for the moment of truth. Would this work with our little portable generator? Did too much snow get into the computer system? Can I finally achieve the dream of portable computing that they were trying to achieve 25 years ago? We turned on the generator, I booted up the computer, and I waited for what seemed like forever. And then that sweet Cybernaut logo popped up on the screen. I'm in. The blizzard raged on, and while I stood there in the cold, I realized something. This wasn't just me trying out an old tech product. This was a battle between man and nature. What are snowflakes if not pixels falling from the sky? Why is it you can't spell windows without wind? This is where man and machine meet. And I am the one who invited both of them to the park. So I decided that I would complete 2 tasks while wearing my wearable computer. Number 1, paint a landscape of the park on Paint. And 2, write a haiku on the memo pad. I opened up Paint and began creating my masterpiece. I figured I needed to do this quickly because my hands were fucking freezing due to the fact that it was -10 outside on that day. It was starting to come together, but a small issue arose that we didn't really think about. My arm's getting pretty tired.
Yeah.
Holding it up here, I kind of wish I had the fucking thing right here.
Oh yeah, unfortunately, not a complete set.
Ew. But nevertheless, I persisted. Do you think Michelangelo quit painting the Sistine Chapel when his arm got tired? Of course not. And this is the exact same. After a few minutes, my masterpiece was complete. Not bad, right? This might be the best painting you've ever seen that was made on a Cybernaut MA4 wearable computer. I saved the painting, but the screen was really starting to weigh my arm down. Save as... This thing is so heavy. The thing is small, but it is heavy. Am I right, fellas? This is weighing me down too.
Yeah.
This looks like a fucking dick. With my painting done, it was now time for my poem. I decided to go with a haiku because those are relatively easy and quick to write, and they also don't always have to rhyme. So I pondered, counted syllables, pondered some more, counted more syllables, and a few minutes later, I had a completed haiku. Future come and gone, a wearable computer. My arm is so tired. Wow. Hey guys, I'm editing. When I was making my painting, I made like a stupid joke to the camera. Maybe I'll put this on merch. Sell it. But then it got me thinking, that could be cool. So I'm gonna sell a limited amount of signed prints. I'm gonna sign all of them. I'm gonna put them on sale, okay? So they're on my website. It'll probably be a pre-order because I still have to print all of them and sign them, but I think it'd be cool. So yeah, check them out. So I remember the USB plug from the initial test of the computer. So I thought it would be fun to fill a USB stick with modern memes, pictures, and videos that probably never got the chance to grace the screen of a Cybernaut MA4 wearable computer. I have the Ninja tweet, the video of Katie offering Jemmy a nail, the E meme, Drew's road work ahead vine, and many more. But when I loaded up the USB stick, It said it was an unknown device. I tried and tried to get it working, but the computer just wouldn't accept it. But you know what? I think that's okay. I think maybe the Cybernaut was trying to tell me something. Maybe it didn't want to see the memes we've been enjoying for the past 20 years. This Cybernaut MA4 wearable computer has been laying around unused for years, forgotten by the modern world. I mean, most likely the USB stick that I use was probably just using technology that was a little too advanced for a computer made in 1999. But I'd like to think that the computer rejecting the modern media was the Cybernaut saying, you know what? I'm okay. I'm too old for all that stuff anyway. I'm just happy I was able to be a wearable computer for just one more day. We had fun, didn't we? Thank you so much for watching this video if you're still here. I think this is the longest video I've ever made, and I had a blast making it because this is something I'm very interested and passionate about. It's always fun to make videos where I'm not angry at stuff. If you have any old technology, don't throw it away. Keep it in the best condition you can for as long as you can. Because I truly think preservation of this stuff is incredibly important. I had a blast trying out all these products, and if there's one thing I learned from this video, is that human beings are like really fucking cool and creative and ambitious and stupid and weird and ridiculous in the best ways possible. I don't know, looking at these past products, there was so much hope and ingenuity behind them. They knew they were not there yet, but they still tried. And I honestly think that is the best quality we all share. These nuts. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by pressing the like button and leaving a comment, okay? And maybe I'll do a part 2. And if you've had any weird tech you've heard of, or if you have any laying around somewhere, please reach out to me, okay? Send me a DM and maybe it'll make it into the second video. And press the subscribe button, because as soon as you press the subscribe button, you become a valued citizen of Kurtistown. If you didn't know, Kurtistown is the best place to live in the world, and I'm the mayor of Kurtistown, so...
It looks so crazy.